Hi everyone, this is John with Front Range Anglers today, and today I'm going to be showing you one of my go-to guide patterns for the squirmy worm. It's just a little variant I do. It's nothing too crazy, pretty simple to tie. In the vise we have a Umpqua TMC 403 BLJ jig hook in a size 14. You can do them in different sizes, but 14 is my favorite. And then for the bead, I have a tungsten jig bead in a 3.3 millimeter, and this is a malted matte light pink bead. I've done with hot pinks, but I like the light matte pinks, but you can switch it up quite a bit. Now to start, before we actually get our thread going on there, I'm going to be putting some lead wire wraps, because a lot of times when I'm fishing this fly, I am doing it in rather high water, very muddy water, to where I really want to focus on that fly getting down into the strike zone or into deep pockets or pools. So I personally do about 6 wraps of 0.015 lead free wire on there, or lead and free wire on there. And then the nice thing about that, especially about the size, is normally you can just slide the lead wire right up into the back of the bead, right behind that slot, and it'll generally just fit right in there, keep that bead nice and in lock, and it doesn't bulk up your fly too much. So it's a little win-win. For the thread, I'm just using a hot pink thread. Get this tied on. And you'll see that one of the reasons why I started tying this in particular fly a little bit more is, one, because it is a guide fly for me. It's very, very simple to tie. I try to not make things too complicated when I'm using them on guide trips. And then it uses a little bit different squirming material than that trout are always used to seeing. So I personally am using the Hairline's mini squiggly worms. These guys right here, they are awesome. Work really well. They have a little bit more movement and kind of already built-in texture with them. So I personally don't use the whole length of this worm, so I just clip off just a little bit from the top. And as we all probably know, tying with squirmy material can be an absolute pain. So what I like to do is just go right in behind the bead, do a few good twists to really try to lock that material in, and then I'm going to stretch this material back, wrap it around the body to get as straight of a fit as I can, but it'll still want to slide around on you a little bit, and that's fine. Something just like that. Even if it's pulling off to the side, that's fine. You can kind of adjust it as we're going through. Something just like that. Then this little excess, I just pull up tight, trim off, comes right off. See, it's kind of wanting to pull to the side towards you. That's fine. You can kind of work it back. But so once I'm here, I actually tie in a little bit of wire at this point. So I'm using UTC small pink wire. This is mainly for durability, because the body is going to be a dubbing based body, so I just want to make sure that it's fully locked down, and I can kind of play with some of the angling. So just get a small amount of that, put it in behind that bead right up along my side, and we are just going to tie that in down to the squirmy material. Now once I'm here, I'm not going to work back up. I'm actually going to get some Senyo's laser dubbing in hot pink. So this stuff has a little bit of flash, but it's still very light, kind of matching that light pink theme for the most part. Alright, so once you have your noodle tied on there, just kind of work it up towards the tail of it, and then we're just going to start building that body. And if we need to take off some of the dubbing, we very easily can, but I like it to try to be kind of a cone taper, kind of leveling out to that bead. So I'll just kind of take off the excess here. Make sure that's twisted back on nice and tight. Wrap or two to finish that up. And then this is kind of where we can play with the body angle a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull that squirming material towards me just a little bit. Sometimes it won't even work as well. we're just gonna work that wire back up the body. Pretty tight wraps just to help hold down all the actual dubbing. Is it lunchtime? Oh, thank you, good sir.
Still out of frame.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, the burrito is. We are classy gents here at Front Range Anglers. We run a very professional studio. I just got my burrito. Alright, so we lock in our wire. Cool. Go ahead and do a little helicopter off. There we go. And then from here we're pretty much done. I'm just gonna do a good little, probably about 5-6 turn whip finish. Get a nice little hot pink thread collar with it as well. And there we have it. That is gonna be one of my favorite guide squirmy worms. It has a lot of action to it, a lot of length, moves around a lot. It's pink, it's heavy, it gets down, and it's pretty straightforward to tie. Once you get used to it, you can crank these out pretty quick, and it's one that I definitely fish. So if you guys haven't tried it yet, check it out and let me know how it goes.